have superpowers, which is awesome because I've always wanted superpowers. I mean, as a kid, I would spend hours in my room pretending that I was Spider-Man or Wolverine or one of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I think, like, as kids, we all do this, right? I mean, we all want to be super and we want to save the world. And as adults, it doesn't really change that much. We still want to save the world, but as adults, we learn something. You know, the world is pretty messed up. The world actually needs a hero. And there's a lot of people out there that are suffering, that are hungry or sick or oppressed or just lonely or without hope, you know? And, you know, we see all this going on around us, and we want to do something to help, but we feel powerless, you know? And what can we do? We're not superheroes, we're not super, and we're not heroes. And this is where I was like a year and a half ago. I finally figured out why I wasn't happy at work. I didn't get to wear my underwear outside my pants, you know? I was just a web developer, and I enjoyed that, you know? I'd go to work, and I was like elbows deep in technology, and I felt like Neo hacking into the Matrix, but at the end of the day, I was just making websites. I wasn't saving the world, and in the face of everything that's going wrong in the world, making websites seemed pretty useless. I mean, I felt good at my job. I just felt like I was powerless to do anything that really mattered, and I think a lot of us get to that place of feeling powerless at some point. But what if we're not powerless? What if by some freak random chance we've been given the power to make a difference? And I'm here tonight to tell you that that's exactly what's happened. We've been given the power to make a difference. There is something we can do. We're all friggin' superheroes, and we can change the world. So did you know that if you're living above the poverty line in the United States of America, you're in the wealthiest 10% of people on earth? If your salary is north of 75K, 47K, you're in the top 1%. While 85% of the world is living on $6 a day or less. 10% of people are living on $1 a day or less. So think about what that means. For less than the price of an iPad, you can double somebody's standard of living for a year, right? So we need to stop thinking that we're powerless because we're the most privileged and wealthy people on the planet. And I don't mean this to be a guilt trip, right? Like, this is not something we should feel bad about. We should feel awesome about this, right? We're a force to be reckoned with. We don't have to accept the world as it is. We can make a difference, all right? And we've got more than just money on our side. We've got lots of time. Americans spend two and a half hours a day watching TV. And I'm not bashing TV. I love TV, right? But the point is that we're not spending every waking moment trying to figure out how to get to the next meal and how to survive. And that's a huge gift that not everybody gets. And beyond that, we've got awesome skills, right? If you've got a job, if you've got a hobby, if you've got something that you're passionate about or an education, you're good at something, and you can use that to make a difference. And don't underestimate the power of your skills, all right? So about a year and a half ago, again, I'm in my dining room, and I'm eating a salad, and I'm sort of pondering all this stuff and figuring, how do I stop making excuses and start doing something that's going to make a difference? And I came up with this idea called benefacting. So there's a lot of great charities out there that, you know, they're doing good work and they're changing the world, and there's a lot of people who'd like to give money or volunteer to those charities, but it's not always that easy. We don't always have as much money as we'd like to give, and sometimes you go to volunteer and you find out the charity you're passionate about doesn't need people with your skills, they need different skills, or they need people who can work during the week and you got a job. Or you want to help people in Haiti, but you can't hop on a plane on 2 hours that you have free on a Saturday and go down to Haiti and help and do anything. So I was thinking, like, what if there's a website where people could volunteer to do stuff that they're good at on their own time for other people, and then those other people would make a donation to a charity. So you could do somebody's taxes on a Saturday afternoon, and then they would give $100 to your charity in Haiti. Or you could, like, sell stuff too. You could give somebody your old Xbox, and then they would make a donation to the local homeless shelter, something like that. Suddenly, we're empowering people to make a difference with the stuff they have, with the stuff they're good at, you know, and we're making a difference. And so I thought, well, you know, a website, I can make a website. That's like the one thing I know how to do. So I found a friend of mine who also knew how to make websites, and we built benefacting.org. And it took a year of, like, you know, nights and weekends, but we got it together. And so now people are using this, and they've got a way that they're empowered to make a difference. And I would love it if all of you guys went home and posted stuff on benefacting and changed the world that way. But this is not a pitch for my nonprofit. Here's what I want you to take home from this tonight, okay? You are more powerful than you ever imagined. And if you step outside of your box and think about what you can do, you will be able to make a difference. So go home tonight, figure out what you're good at, and then go and use that to change the world, whether it's on benefacting or some other idea that you come up with. You guys are awesome, and you're superheroes. You're going to change the world. Thanks a lot. Have a good night.